JavaScript array methods in a few minutes or less. Alright, today we're taking a quick look at pop. The pop method in JavaScript is used to remove the last element of an array and return that item. Simple as that. Pop actually does not take any arguments or callback functions. You simply call it on any given array and it just does its job. But devs, before we look at any code, here are 3 quick facts about the pop method. Number 1 is array mutation. The pop method does modify the original array that it's called on, so something to keep in mind. Number 2 is the return value. The pop method returns the element that was removed from the array by default. So since all pop does is return the value, you can use it to complete further operations if needed. And lastly, number 3 is works on any type. The pop method can be used with arrays containing elements of any data type. It will remove and return the last element regardless of that type. That's right, pop works with any data type. This includes entire objects and even nested arrays. But devs, enough about that, let's look at some code. Alright, so in our first example, we have an array here called myArray, which is just an array of numbers, and we want to use pop to get and remove the last element of that array. So let's take myArray, type that down here, and hit it with pop. And like mentioned before, pop does not take any arguments or callback functions. It's simply this right here. And so we have reference to this. Let's store this in a variable. We'll call it removed element. And then we'll take removed element and log it to the console. And you can see it grabs the last item in that array and logs 5 to the console. Now let's also log myArray to the console just to see what we get. So I'll copy this and log myArray to the console, and you can see we get our modified or mutated array, which is now 1 through 4 because we popped 5 off of the end of that array. And that's pop, fairly simple. Let's switch this up a bit and let's add a new item to our array here. And I'm gonna paste in an entire object. It's just name, and my age. And you can see pop is now storing this person object in removed element, which we're still logging to the console, and it logs out that entire object. So as mentioned before, it does work with any data type. Even entire objects, it simply just logs both key value pairs to the console. And you can see the mutated array is still 1 through 5. We just popped that object item off of the array. And just to exemplify this further, let's do one more example, and let's actually pass in a full nested array. And you can see in our console, we still get a similar result. So it popped our nested array off, which is 6, 7, 8. And our original mutated array is still 1 through 5. But our 6th index item of our array, which is a nested array that contains 3 more numbers, 6, 7, and 8, is the item that is popped off. So as you can see, pop is just very convenient for taking the last item in an array and removing it from that array. So that was 3 really simple examples with the pop method. Let's look at one more. So in this example, we have the array fruits, which is just an array of strings containing the names of fruits. And let's say we want to use pop to remove the last item of this array, say when like a button click occurs or something like that. So we can set this up with our helper function here that's just called remove last item. And all remove last item is going to do is take in a parameter of an array, and it's going to take said array and simply return that array with the pop method applied to it. So let's take remove last item and call it. Let's invoke this function. And we're going to do that inside of a console.log. And we'll take remove last item, call it. And remember, remove last item takes in an array. So we'll use our array fruits and pass that in. And of course, we're going to get mango here, which is the last item in that array. So we're just popping mango off the end of that with a helper function. And we'll just console.log fruits here just to see what that leaves us with. And we of course get those remaining 3. The array is now mutated, so we just have apple, banana, and cherry. Just a slightly different way of handling things and utilizing the pop method with a simple helper function. And that about does it for pop. The pop method in JavaScript is super simple and super convenient. If you enjoyed this, click event that like button. Feel free to leave a comment, and as always, if you want to support the channel, all you have to do is